Okay guys, so we're going to give this a go. So we've got some duck eggs from the supermarket. So I'm not advertising these, I'm not condoning doing this or anything. But we got these duck eggs. And they're really big. Not sure what type of duck. I think they're Braddock whites or something it says on there. And I've just written the date. It's the 6th of January. And I've written it on the side so that when they rotate we can tell if they're turning or not. So we put them in the incubator. We're going to top up the reservoir. The duck eggs need a bit more humidity than chicken eggs, so we'll keep the reservoir topped up right to the top rather than doing it in increments like you do with the chicken eggs. So we'll place all these in the incubator. So we've got 6 here. I'm not sure if these are going to hatch or not, but I've seen people do this and it has worked, so thought we'd give it a go. So this incubator we got, it's only a cheapish one, was about 30 or 40 pounds, and it does the auto turn as well, so that's quite good. And we set it to 37.5. This is sort of standard temperature for hatching most eggs. So we'll leave them in there. I will check it to make sure that they're rotating. And we'll get back to these in a few more days and we'll see if they're fertile. We'll candle them. So we ended up having 1 fertile from the first 6. So we bought 6 more, stuck them in,
definitely,
and ended up with 5 out of that lot. So this is only a few days later, and you can see
there's another one.
They're definitely fertile.
Yesterday there wasn't anything in them. Really, you could just see like a little blob, but now there's loads of veins.
Yeah.
So amazing how fast things grow.
That one's definitely no.
So I would say this one can come out now, wouldn't it?
Yeah, take it out.
No point keeping it in there.
No, the last one is a yes.
We only had 1 out of 6 eggs on the first lot, and we've got potentially 5 out of 6.
Yeah. Okay, so this is a couple of weeks later now, and you can start seeing the movement inside the egg. So these have got about another week or so left before they should hatch. Takes about 27, 28 days with duck eggs. It's about a week longer than the chicken eggs. But it can vary by a few days. So I'll show you another one here. You can see the embryo moving around in there, getting quite big now. So it's quite interesting. It's really good to do with the children. See, that one's moving a lot more. So like I said before, we ended up with 5, I think. 5 or 6. It's perfectly normal if they don't all survive the hatching. Hopefully most of them will. Okay, so the first one's just started hatching now, so we're on week 4 now, I think, 28 days-ish. And the first one's just started to pip. It can take anywhere from a few hours to a few days from this stage for them to hatch. Okay, so this is the first one. He's hatched out. And they'll flop around in there for a few hours while they dry out.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so a few hours later now. And the first little guy's hatched and he's started to dry off nicely. And we've got the second and the third one on the way. That generally they'll start hatching around the same time. but it can take a few days, like I said before. Okay, so we've got the first two in the brooder now. They seem quite happy. It's amazing how fast they're up and running around. Born a few hours ago, and they're on their feet, eating, drinking. You can just dip their nose in the water, but generally they will find it by themselves. And again, you can show them where the food is if you find it necessary. Okay, so we've got 4 now. They're just having a little run around with my daughter here. They will follow you around. They think you're the mother.
I'm the mother. I'm the mommy. Come on, son.
They're really entertaining for children to see and watch them grow.
Follow me, son.
Everybody else wants to start. Needs help.
Flip my son over.
Yeah, he's alright.
Anyway, so we've got 1 more in the brooder, and he's just about ready to hatch.
Yay.
Okay, so this is really unusual. This one's come out black. So that's quite cool. That's quite unique. So we'll leave them in there for a bit. Try not to let them get too cold. Okay, so this is a few hours after the last one hatched. They're all in the brooder now. All looking healthy, running around the place. These 3 are asleep at the moment. They do peck each other. Don't worry about it, they won't hurt each other. They will try and eat anything that they can get hold of as well. Okay, so I've set the time lapse up here. This is about 10 minutes or so time lapse. Just to show you how active they are. They go through little stages. Okay, so this is the next day now. All 5 of them are nice and dry, fluffed up, running around the place. We've had to clean out the brooder already. They are rather messy. This is a homemade brooder. I will show you it in a minute. At some point during this video, I'll show you the setup that we've got. They're all looking nice and healthy and happy. Okay, so we've put them in the sink for their first bath. These are about 2 or 3 days old now.
Go.
And they take to water like ducks, like ducks to water.
Ooh.
So they're all enjoying their little bath there.
Oh, I like this.
So the black one's quite a lot smaller.
Right,
Not sure why. Okay, so this is our brooder. We've put some straw and wood chip in there, just to be a bit more natural for them. But this is just some old poly roofing. We've got a reptile basking light, and this was an old dog crate, which comes in sections. We just tied together. Okay, so this is a couple of days later now. They're about 4 or 5 days old, and we've had to take the water thing out because they just splash everywhere. So we've just put this heavy glass tray in there for them. They seem to prefer that. They like to get in there, swish their beaks out. They need to put their beaks under the water ideally, because they clean out their nostrils and that.
Right then. Ready?
Okay, so my wife's just topping up the water.
Hang on. Hang
These are
on.
about a week or
Hang
maybe a
on.
little bit more than a week old now.
Hang on, hang on, hang on.
So yeah, they're quite funny little things.
Okay. What's that? Ooh.
Yeah, really entertaining. Okay, so these are about 2 weeks old now, and they've outgrown the sink already. So they've moved up to the bathtub for their baths. They love their little bath times. So this will be the last update. I will briefly show you at the end when they're adults, when they're outside, free ranging with all the chickens and our little cool ducks.
Come on then, Muttleys.
Okay, so these are outside now, free ranging with the chickens. They're only about 2 months old now. We put them out about 6 to 8 weeks, as soon as they got all their feathers, and they'll be ready to go out, as long as it's not freezing cold.
Yeah, you've had them.
We hatched them, we started hatching them January, so it's probably about April now, end of April, by the time they're hatched and outside. So unfortunately we did lose one, so we ended up with 4. There's a little cool ducks over there. Most of these chickens and cool ducks we've hatched from eggs. So we've got the white ones there, they're mixed between the standard hens and the cockerel there. So we ended up with a couple of white chickens. And we got the 4 big ducks. One of them turned out black for some reason. I think they're all supposed to be white, but it happens sometimes. There's 2 of our cool ducks. There is a few more around somewhere. One over there. Again, these were hatched from eggs. So, I hope you enjoyed this video, guys. And if you did enjoy, I hope you will subscribe. And feel free to leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like the video if you liked it. And I will see you on the next one.